So with all the interesting news and stuff going around, I decided that because everybody else seems to be discussing it far more and probably has a better understanding of it, I decided to take a break right now and give you something fun to discuss. Who could be who in a battle? Superman versus Goku. Well, we've already seen a lot of videos online that kind of explain who would be who in a battle. Like there was that big video a while back of Superman versus Goku on that channel that I actually forget their name. Well, that sucks. But they're really cool. I think all of you have seen it at least once. And then, of course, they did it again by request, and still Superman beat Goku. But I'm not talking about in the strength set. I'm talking about in the popularity, which is why are these characters so well loved? But the winner of being the most popular, most interesting, and most compelling is obviously Goku. Goku is number one. And I want to explain that. Today we're going to be talking about why Goku is a more interesting character than Superman at times. And why he has a larger fan base. Though Superman is getting good right now in Rebirth and stuff, there's a long line of Superman comics that are just like meh. And so we're going to talk about why Goku is a much more compelling character at times. And that maybe Superman nowadays will see a rise in this popularity, maybe slightly. But anyway, let's get right down to it. So there's a reason that we usually go into a battle between the two. And it's because they are long-running comic book characters, and that, well, let's face it, their whole entire origin stories are practically identical. Though Goku's only shows up during Dragon Ball Z, the story goes pretty much the same. Completely the same. That both their planets were about to blow up, and they went into a giant spaceship that flew off onto Earth, where they were adopted by people. Goku was adopted by his grandfather Gohan in the middle of the forest, and the Kents raised Clark in the town of Smallville, which is in the middle of nowhere. So they both were kind of away from a lot of big society. So they have two. That's where the story kind of like differentiates and things. And they both have great story merits and stuff. But Goku is much more popular, as you can see by his fan base and everything else. So, to begin, I think it's because a lot of times it's that we see Goku struggle. Immediately in the beginning, in Dragon Ball, we know he's, like, the most strongest kid around for a while in there. Like, immediately, he's able to just, like, take down a huge, big fish. He beats up dinosaurs. Even Bulma notices, like, he is just ungodly with his powers and abilities that she's never seen before, but that they find other people that are far superior in strength. And that's what made it really cool and compelling. Like, he actually was super weak to people at points. We know that, like, King Piccolo beat the ever-loving tar out of him quite a few times before he finally took him down. Sorry, I'm looking for my new pens. I actually moved to a new apartment a little while ago, so I'm unpacking everything. So we already know that he has, like, he gets beaten by King Piccolo. Of course, we know he got beaten by his own brother in the Dragon Ball Z series. Like, there were plenty of people that beat him up. And then he struggles and he trains and fights to get better. That's the whole entire thing. We get to see the fighter and the hero work his way up from the bottom. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. So, yeah, it's a nice struggle that we get to see, and we get to see him accomplish it. And that really does make him a fun and compelling character. Not to mention as well, he has his own flaws. Superman, of course, has flaws, but let's face it, a lot of people don't write him very well at points. At least I feel so. There's some really great runs, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, Superman always comes off as kind of like a god. And I know that's a big, like, story for him. I'm still trying to find my .5s. It's a good point for him at times. Like, everybody's like, like, what is it like being a god and having to defend people? Like, how much of your power do you use? But in reality, it can get over cliche, and it's like, there's no challenge, there's no struggle, and so forth. Which causes a lot of problems. And so there's not really much of a struggle there unless he fights kryptonite or magic. But not a lot akin afterwards. It's like, why is he struggling with this guy when he obviously could, like, he could punch a building across the room? It's not like with Spider-Man how we learn that he does have immense power, but he holds back, and there's an explanation to why. Superman just can fly, do ice breath, and do all these sorts of things, yet he doesn't, so it doesn't seem like he'll struggle at any point. It's just watching something where we already know it's going to be okay. And that can get heavily boring. So, but I mean, he's super strong, and there's some great stories with him, but let's face it, that is going to get old really fast. Another thing is that Goku kind of progressed better. Like, he didn't always stay a child, and I know that's like a big issue with a lot of comics, though DC is trying to fix that right now, I guess. Like I said, I love Rebirth because it actually progresses Superman into the right direction as a father. Goku has been a father for years, and during Dragon Ball, it was revealed that he had a son with Chi-Chi. At the end of Dragon Ball, the series, he got married to Chi-Chi, and then they had their son Gohan, and in Dragon Ball Z, we get to see him, and they immediately reveal an opponent known as Raditz, who is, dun dun dun, Goku's brother! And you know how the story goes. Goku has to fight him, team up with his ultimate villain, Piccolo, and he dies during it. He has to struggle to try and gain immense strength to get ready for the Super Saiyans to come, meanwhile still being dead. And it was great. Like, there was a long time of him battling Vegeta because of how powerful he was. And there was some real stakes at the end because we learned that Piccolo died, so there's no more Dragon Balls. Nobody can come back from the dead. So it's game over if Goku loses. There won't be any way to come back. So, and it gives you off this sense of tension, especially afterwards where they're trying to figure out a way to go to revive the Dragon Ball so they can save all their friends and realize they can go to Planet Namek. And that becomes even more stressful because if they fail here, their friends will never come back from the dead. There's a sense of fear and worry, but a little bit of hope. Especially that Goku was injured during the time, so they could not rely on him. They had to rely on themselves. Which is a cool thing as well about the Dragon Ball series, is that we have a great cast of characters. Say what you will of Krillin. Krillin is a fun character to watch, and he's been around for a long time. He is Goku's best friend, and he is always loyal. One of the coolest parts was when they were fighting Vegeta. Oh, that's actually a really good thing I want to bring up as well. That Goku will have these moments where he shows his flaws far more than Superman. As I said, Superman probably has a few flaws, but I just can't see him. Yeah, he's a dad and so forth nowadays, but in a lot of the series I see, it was just, they didn't really portray his, like, pretending to be a regular guy a lot. It was a lot of him just flying around and stuff. But I do like it when he pretends to be just a normal citizen, like slouching around, you know, acting like a kind of like a loser kind of thing, weakling. So he looks different and he can blend in with people. I didn't see that actually a lot in the comics, but that I could be wrong. I probably didn't read the right ones back in the day. So there you go. Or did I even read any of them back in the day? It's been a while. So, but I remember the cartoon and stuff, and you know, he doesn't always have the greatest of flaws. He's just there. It's more of the series is about him fighting bad guys, and then also just going back to being a normal person. Like, everybody's like, Clark, where were you? And, you know, he's like, oh, I was just around. But hey, I could be wrong. It's been a while. It's been a while for all this, but so maybe I shouldn't be doing this video. I don't know. But yeah, so there's not that. But Goku is known to be greedy. He's known to be a little bit gluttonous. He's not the brightest person in the world. He's friendly and nice, but yeah, he does show this little bit of greed at this. And the best part of it was when they were fighting Vegeta, and he was given a chance. They beat Vegeta. Vegeta was actually trying to flee, and Krillin had the chance to kill him. And Krillin wanted to so badly, but Goku stopped him. And for the only sole reason was that he has never fought in person that strong before. And he said, I am so sorry. I know this is greedy, but please don't kill him. This is my only chance to fight another person on my level or even stronger than me. And that was really cool. It's understandable. And in fact, it's understandable why Krillin agreed to this. Because let's face it, this is his best friend, and Goku worked his butt off forever for him. Like, Goku brought him back from the dead way back. So of course he's gonna honor his friend's whole entire, like, request. This single request to go and spare this psycho. And it's understandable. It's slightly annoying, but it's really cool at the same time. It's like, oh man, Goku, why? But you understand, like, if you've seen the series, like, Goku always seems to be the strongest, and he does enjoy the challenge, but at times, the challenge is nothing. So, when he gets this bit where he gets to fight somebody incredibly strong, he'll want to fight them again. Especially that Vegeta revealed to him that you can, like, all these hidden tricks up his sleeves, and just, it was so in awe that outside this planet, there were hundreds or millions or billions of other people that were ready to challenge him. And that was inspiring to him, especially that Vegeta managed to beat the tar out of him like that. So he wanted to spare him, and so they did. And that, to me, was a great character piece. Like, yeah, you may say what you will, but it was real genuine, and I'm glad they put that in. Things like that you don't see a lot with Superman. He's just kind of always Superman. He's just like, I can do whatever at times. Though I do love how they progressed him as a father, and that's another thing. Goku was immediately a father into the series of Dragon Ball Z. Though we didn't get to see him fully raise Gohan, the movies and so forth show it a little bit better, that he did care for his son, and he wanted to be placing him as part of his world. And though he's not, like, all the time people depict him as not the best of a father, he's a good dad. And you can see it in the stories and the stuff that they portray. He's a family man, and they did a good job, and it's a great progression of a character. It also shows that you should not be afraid to age a character a little bit. He doesn't need to age forever. In fact, do we even know Goku's age anymore? In the series, his son has already grown up and already has his first child. So, and does that make Goku any sucky? No, we love Goku anyway. Goku is still, like, the best character in the series. He's the main character, and we still have tons of fun with him. And so I don't understand why people say that you can't age a character. You can't let them have a family because they'll age them and then people won't be interested. People love Goku. Goku has a kid. Everybody likes Gohan. I mean, when they aged him so he became a father, we got Vegeta out of it. And Vegeta is really awesome at points. Because let's go talk about that for a little bit. Goku's ultimate villain is obviously Vegeta, who is also his friend. And we get to see a cool, like, growing up of Vegeta, where he was, he was that super villain that was just like, I'm gonna terrorize everybody, I'm gonna murder everybody you love, kind of thing. Like, he was just this murder rampage master that, and then we get to see him in the Frieza arc, where he slowly becomes their friend after they defeat Frieza. And that was pretty cool, too. So, and then he becomes an ally. The series goes on, and it was a cool progression. It was really cool, because we already knew Vegeta was really interesting. And really neat. And it just showed that the characters will continuously evolve into this story. Like, Bulma started off in the original Dragon Ball series as, just kind of, she was really more of just like a joke kind of thing. She was just the girl that was a little bit comedic, and her bits of greed caused her a little bit of calamity here and there. And she was like a little bit of the joke, which was fun. And she was still helpful and so forth, but she became immensely more helpful during the Dragon Ball Z series. The woman made a time machine, for crying out loud, and brought in a really cool character, Trunks, from the future. And that was probably my favorite part of that series anyway, was when Goku is still off Earth, and then we get to see that, like, oh no, Frieza's coming, he's coming to Earth, oh no, and then we see, and it's like, oh my gosh, he's wearing, like, metal mecha armor, And oh no, that's his dad! Where's Goku when we need him? And everybody's like, we don't know what we can do in this situation. And like Goku already had a difficult enough time with Frieza. If it's him and his dad, we could be dead in minutes. And then suddenly Trunks comes out of nowhere. We have never seen this guy before. He wields a sword and he starts murdering everyone in a really fun fashion. And it was like, what the heck? And the way they portray it and the way they do it, it doesn't come off as over the top or like too Mary Sue, because immediately we learn who he is. And it just gives a little bit more power to Bulma and gives more hope for Vegeta when we learn of his origins. And that's a really cool premise of a series, to kind of show this villain could become a good guy at any time. And though he's still a total dick, which is always needed because Vegeta is a total dick. He needs to always remain a total dick, no matter what. So yeah, and Superman's now kind of doing that, where it's like he now has his son, John, and they're trying to showcase a kind of thing where Superman is now learning to be a father, and where we get to see kind of the struggles of Goku within the son, John Kent. We'll never really get to see a lot of the world of, like, Superman learning how to use his powers very often, but we will get to see that with John, and it's a beautiful depiction, and it shows how great the character is as a role as a father. And yeah, I think that I've explained enough of it, but I hope that man, that looks like a jacket. Oh, whatever. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and my little Goku drawing. And you guys have a good day. I'll put up more stuff later.